Yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey! Welcome to the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded, where we cover all of the top sports stories going on from the past week. I am your host, Eric. Main man right over there, Ron. How are you tonight?
I'm doing okay. I feel like I'm in a silly mood because, what's going on in sports has got me baffled.
I mean, so much going on everywhere in the world. Little holiday themed graphics here tonight. I like that.
Yeah,
Again,
you like that?
So we've got a lot to cover. Again, we want to tell you that if you are joining us live tonight, please join the chat. Let us know if you have any comments about what we're talking about, or if there's something you want to talk about. I've had a couple of fans reach out and ask if we cover particular topics. I said, hey, join us live. We'll be more than happy to, have those conversations. As well as we want to thank all of our friends out there in Dallas, Georgia, WDJY 99.1 FM. We love the fact that we're on there Saturdays at 1 p.m. and WBOB in Rhode Island. We've had the opportunity now to join their network. Again, with the holidays, a little funky. We may not be on there this week, but again,
this Saturday it will have the NBA show from this Tuesday. Now, because it was so short, I may have squeezed in an episode of Going On Daily.
Oh, very nice.
We'll see if that airs, but NBA will definitely be on this Saturday. Next Saturday, it will be the special we aired the other day, the Starting Five special.
Awesome.
Five worst
franchises in sports history.
Must see.
And obviously SEC TV, Public Access Channel 12 in Southeast Connecticut. Thank you for airing us every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Ron, I don't know if you've done this before, but we're on season 4 already, man. We're almost on to season 5. One more week left in the season. So we always start off with our leadoff story. And big story this week was the Kansas City Chiefs have cleared Patrick Mahomes fully healthy. He will start this week. Do you feel they will regret this move? So to discuss this high ankle sprain, in the previous game, didn't look very good. Guy heals faster than anybody in the history of sports somehow, and is a full go. Now, the reason why this is a question, Ron, they play Houston Saturday. Then Wednesday, so you're talking a 3-day turnaround, they're at Pittsburgh. And then they finish the season at Denver. So 3 games in a short span. Could this be a risky move if he's not 100%?
See, the problem with all of this, Eric, is they're only 2 games up.
Agreed.
They still got 3 games.
Yes, sir.
They could lose out and say Buffalo wins out. Then they're no longer the number 1 seed. So this is why he's going to play this week.
I'm not saying, obviously he's going to play. They already cleared him. Is it the right move? Again, you skip a game, even if he doesn't play against Houston, who has a very good defense.
Right.
You're still facing a very good.
I would skip this one and put him in next week on Wednesday. At least you're getting a few more days. And then if you win this game by chance with a backup, then you don't have to worry about playing them.
Right. At that point, gives them some more rest. 2 very good defenses back-to-back. Houston, who is going to come after him. So, again, with this injury, I mean, again, somehow healed in a matter of 2 days. He's 100%.
He might not have an injury.
But then at Pittsburgh, who we know TJ Watt and what he's going to be able to bring to the table from a pass rush, to me, it just feels like, again, you don't lose. And I heard somebody say this, you can't win the Super Bowl this week.
No.
So him playing tomorrow, they can't win the Super Bowl. But you very easily could lose it this week. Because if he gets hit or something happens, you're basically looking at the fact he may re-injure this ankle and now not be able to play for the next 2 to 3 weeks or into the postseason and ultimately cost themselves the championship.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why I would sit him out this one and let him play next week if you need to. If you don't need to, then it doesn't matter. But Buffalo is playing New England this week.
Yeah, wait, you don't have
so you know they're going to win, most likely.
On. They got it. New England, very good. Ready. They're ready. Gerard Mayo, he's pumped. He's ready to go.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, Buffalo will win that game.
No faith in your team.
No faith. Absolutely none. So with that being said, if Kansas City loses, then it's only a 1-game lead. And this is their thinking. They're a little worried about Buffalo. And they should be.
Buffalo has a tiebreaker because Buffalo beat them. So, yes. But again, I
hear you.
I would have taken this week off.
I would sit them out this week. But that is not what they're going to do. And it could come back and haunt them.
Ron,
He's got some good defensive players.
Do you know who their backup is?
Targeting him.
Do you know who their backup is?
Who, Kansas City's?
Yeah.
Isn't it? What's his face there?
Carson Wentz, baby.
Yes.
Bring him back. Let's see a Carson Wentz. We haven't seen him in a couple of years. I miss the guy. I mean, he was always good for a couple turnovers. So, I mean, it's going to be an interesting factor. Listen, Patrick playing, does this pretty much guarantee them the number 1 seed in your eyes?
No. I'm not sold that they can beat Houston with an injury if it's a real injury. And I don't think it's a real injury. But even still, they're going to get some help from those zebras out there, you know?
Stop.
Come on, you're going to tell me that it's not true?
I don't believe it.
It's rigged.
I've seen bad calls across the board every year. And we say the same thing about New England. Do you like the Christmas game?
Do you think the NFL was cheating for the Patriots? No. Hell no.
There were times. Question would be Christmas. Do you like this game now on Christmas Day? So Wednesday. So you talk about a Saturday to Wednesday.
That's basketball's day.
And they actually have, that's why they put Pittsburgh. It's Pittsburgh Ravens this Saturday as well.
Yeah.
Which is, again, I don't understand it. It's really blowing my mind.
I like the NHL taking the few days off for the holidays.
Yeah.
I like that.
Makes sense.
You know,
Makes
and
sense.
I get the NBA has had a history of playing on Christmas Day. So this is why the NFL is doing it, because they want to stick it to the NBA.
Yeah, they want money. It's all about money.
Yeah.
And ultimately, the only ones that get hurt are the fans, because now, again, there's so many different things you're trying to watch. Although Netflix, so it's on Netflix too. It's not on, broadcast TV, whereas ABC has some of the NBA games.
Yep.
So we'll see if that makes a difference as well.
After the contracts are up for like NBC and Fox, it'll all be on pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think you're right, my friend.
I said this a few years ago. It's only a matter of time.
Yep,
when the
first Super Bowl,
are up.
yeah, when they get Super Bowls, Amazon or Netflix, that's when you know it's. And if anything, I cannot wait. I am going to tune into the Netflix one just because I want to see if the same thing that happened with the Tyson buffering and taking 6 months for ever to load, if they fix that problem, because that was a major issue as well. So I don't know how you have it on streaming services that can't even do it correctly. But anyway, we move on. We're going to talk some more NFL. Again, if you're joining us live, join the chat. Let us know what you think. Is it a mistake for Kansas City to have Patrick Mahomes playing this Saturday? Bron, but we're going to talk about another quarterback in a surprising move.
Ooh, goody.
The Atlanta Falcons have decided to bench Kirk Cousins and start Michael Penix Jr., their rookie first-round pick. Is this the right move?
No. For them, no, because they're still in a playoff race.
Right? It was the weirdest timing in this. Like, you just win a game, and I know Kirk Cousins isn't playing great football. 7-7 this season, 66.9% completion percentage, 3,500 yards, 18 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. So he's making a lot of mistakes. But they do still have the 9th-ranked offense in the league, Ron. So it's not like you sit back and go, wow, their offense
it's really
is horrible.
not his fault.
The defense hasn't played well either.
I understand the interceptions. Not good. That's very uncharacteristic for
Cousins, him.
Right? But he is on a new team. And the defense isn't performing how it should be. And there you go. So you're talking there's more pressure on his shoulders because that defense isn't playing well. Okay. Then being on a new team after you sign, with this big contract, now you got to live up to that and have the pressure the defense stinks on your shoulders. So, yes, he's making more mistakes, but the offense is still clicking.
That's what I'm saying. 9th overall. Listen to this setup, too. So you put Michael Penix Jr., the rookie, in. First game against the Giants. Then they're at Washington, so that should be a tough game. But then they finish with Carolina. This kid's going to be 2-1. And they're going to be like, oh, look at them. We made the right decision. I don't think so. I don't know if Michael Penix Jr. or Kirk Cousins couldn't win 2 of those 3 games anyway.
And not to mention, why are you not starting Cousins against his former team? Because you see it all the time. Players go play their former team and they light it up because they're so determined on getting even with that team, right? They always play well. There's never a case where a guy comes in and was terrible playing against his former team.
Very rare. Yeah, listen.
I see it all the time.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting move because if the kid doesn't win and they don't make the postseason, the problem you're going to have now, though, you can't go back to Cousins. So Cousins is pretty much done in Atlanta. Like, this was it. And he's doing all the right things. He said he's supporting the kid, blah, blah, blah. He's not returning. So you're locked into this kid now, and you don't even know what he's got. And then you're going to put him in a situation where he's got to win at least 2 of the next 3, if not all 3, to possibly get into the postseason.
Yeah.
No pressure at all.
Chances are Tampa Bay is going to win at least 1.
And now you sit back and go, okay, well, guess what?
It's going to be this week.
Guess what? Hey, you're in a playoff push, kid. Your first start. Like, you need to win now. That's a tough call. Although it's the Giants.
New York.
Could we give them a harder team? At least the Giants.
Well, that's the thing. See, now if they lose this game.
Oh, it looks horrible.
The decision is bad.
Oh, yeah. Because the Giants are just by far. Listen, we rag on New England all the time. Giants are like even worse.
Oh, they're worse.
So
they're worse.
I don't know. I don't know. All right. Well,
at least the Patriots
we will
have a
see.
quarterback.
I know we got some Dallas, Georgia fans out there listening to us on WDJY. I'm sure you're all fired up about this move. Love to see you guys join us and let us know what you thought of the decision next week. But let's talk some games of interest, Ron. Because I'm sure there's a few here. Obvious ones: Texas at Chiefs and Steelers at Ravens. I mean, we've already kind of talked a little bit about that. Do you have any others?
Yeah, Philadelphia at Washington.
I have that one. Yeah.
Like that is intriguing, right? Because Philadelphia is now tied with Detroit.
Number 1 seed on the line.
That spells trouble for Detroit.
Yeah. Commanders
I'm
have
not sure they can hang on.
And the Commanders haven't beaten anybody with a winning record.
No.
So again, if they're going to take that next step, this is the game. And we always say divisions, and this is where you're the Buffalo New England thing, and you're always you were saying, oh, Buffalo. You never know in the division. Because even when New England was one of the top teams and Miami stunk, they couldn't beat Miami.
Are they playing in Buffalo?
I think this one is in Buffalo.
Yeah, okay.
We got Buffalo 2 of the last 3 weeks. I'm not saying what I'm saying to you.
It's probably 5 feet of snow in Buffalo right now.
Oh, a couple years ago, Bill Belichick ran the ball and threw it 3 times and beat Buffalo in Buffalo.
Oh, I remember that.
Right? So that's what I'm saying. Anything's possible.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like when you play a division, sometimes you sit back and go, oh, this is a cakewalk.
So you're going to say that Mayo has a game plan to beat Buffalo in Buffalo?
I'm not saying that. It's just sometimes these division games, you figure things out. I don't know what happens. The Commanders need to do that if they're going to take that next step.
Well, yeah. If the Commanders can win this game, it gives them some hope for the playoffs, right? Because they're going to have to play on the road and most likely all the way until, if they get to the Super Bowl, which they won't, but
you're just a season of giving this day.
But it gives them hope. Hey, we can do this. And it gives them confidence for the postseason.
Yeah.
Because then anything can happen. If they win this game, it could project them further into the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. I had also the Vikings at the Seahawks because Seattle needs to keep winning.
Seattle has to win.
And you just talked about Philly. The Vikings are only a game behind Detroit as well.
Right.
So they have some interest in this because they could be the number 1 seed. Again, Seattle, it's like must wins now for Seattle.
Could you imagine if Minnesota is number 1 seed?
It's crazy to think about. I never thought Sam Darnold. Like we're talking about a team quarterbacked by Sam Darnold will make the postseason because they're already in, possibly the number 1 seed.
This just proves my point about the Jets organization. They have the players in place throughout time. They just don't have anybody to put them together. And it's just if I was a Jets fan, I would abandon the team. I would abandon them.
Check out our top 5 worst franchises. We had some things.
Must see.
Ron, do you have? I have one more. Do you have any more?
I got one too. I have 2 more.
Okay, go ahead.
Tampa Bay at Dallas. For the reason for Tampa Bay, not for Dallas. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, I could see that.
If Tampa Bay wins this game, they pretty much clinch that division, really. They'll have 2 more games they'll have a 2-game lead, depending on what Atlanta does, which is my other game of interest because it's the Giants and Atlanta, and Atlanta has to win. And that's why I have those 2
Gotcha.
2 games.
I have the Giants at Atlanta because of the Michael Penix Jr. starting as a rookie. And if that game goes sideways, again, do people start looking on the sideline and saying, why isn't Kirk Cousins playing this game? I like the Tampa Bay thing. In Dallas, somehow, some way, still is a team that you should worry about at times. And it looks like, again, a clear-cut Tampa Bay should win that game.
With 3 games left, they have to win out.
Yeah.
But they still are not mathematically out of it yet.
It's crazy. Unreal.
Isn't that funny?
Unreal.
It's
So
almost over though.
so again, a lot of games to tune in this weekend, and then obviously for Christmas Day. But Ron, we are going to move on. That was some great NFL talk. Again, if you're joining us live, join the chat. Waiting to hear from some of the people out there.
Yeah,
But we're gonna have
Kenny. He's supposed to join us today.
Yeah, I think he does it. I mean, he's a no-show. He's a no-show today. You know what? Maybe he's one of those players that just refused to go in a game. He's just I'm not going on. I'm not doing it. All right.
Somehow I find that to be a little odd.
We're not
Maybe
reworking
he's
his
working.
contract. We're not reworking his contract. I'm telling you that right now. But Ron, we're gonna have some fun. Since it's the holidays, we're gonna do our starting five. This week's starting five, we thought we'd have a little fun. Our top five, our starting five Christmas movies. Again, could be sports related, don't have to be sport. You pick, you decide. It's Christmas.
Yeah, I didn't do sports related.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I did add some movies that are borderline Christmas.
All right, I can't wait. All right, I will start us off. No, you start us off this week. It is your week to start us off. So
All right.
honorable mentions.
Oh, honorable mentions. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Okay.
You know, included with the Winter Warlock and Topper the Penguin and the whole cast of characters, all the Kringles.
Okay.
You know, I love that one. Believe me, if I didn't have some regular movies in there, that would definitely be my top five. Carry On. I just watched it yesterday. It's in the same line.
Is that the Netflix one that just came out?
Yes.
Okay.
Fantastic, Eric.
All right. I heard it's really good.
This is like Die Hard, Lethal Weapon kind of thing, right?
Okay. All right.
It's just, oh my God. The movie was excellent.
Okay.
Excellent movie.
I'll check that out. I'll watch that this week.
Also, A Christmas Story, of course. You know, you'll shoot your eye out and licking the pole and the whole bit.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Definitely got to be there. Home Alone 2.
Oh, you want the second? Okay.
Home Alone 2 is an honorable mention.
All right.
And of course, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Very good. Very good. All right. I had 3 honorable mentions. Home Alone. I had the original. As believe it or not. 8-Bit Christmas. I really like this movie. It came out about 3 years ago on Netflix.
Gonna have to see that one tomorrow.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Hugo.
Oh, Neil Patrick Harris.
Yes, and it's all about them.
Yeah, I did see it.
They were trying to get the Nintendo. They were trying to get the NES for Christmas. That was a great one. And then Charlie Brown's Christmas.
Hugo's in the house.
And
God, I forgot Charlie Brown and the Grinch.
Yep, Charlie Brown's Christmas made my honorable mentions. 1965, believe it or not, when that came out.
Those are going to have to be honorable mentions, both
1965. Of them. But I can't wait. Let's start this list. Our starting 5 holiday movies, Christmas movies. Hugo, if you have a Christmas movie that is like one of your top 5, let us know if we got any of them right or if you have different ones. But Ron, you're number 5.
My number 5 is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase.
Nope. All right. We already don't agree on that list, but go ahead.
Number 5, the movie is awesome. I've already watched it this year for Christmas. That was the first one that got queued up. And that one, number 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I went with Scrooged with Bill Murray, 1988. I love the twist, how they did it with, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. So I loved Scrooge at number 5. At number 5.
Yeah.
All right.
My number 4, A Year Without a Santa Claus, baby. Heat Miser and Snow Miser. Oh my God, I love the movie. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It's my favorite animated one by a mile. It's not even close.
All right. Not bad, buddy. I went at number 4. Number 4, And I love this movie, and I don't know why it makes me laugh. Klaus, the animated. Yeah, they said it's really good. What about Muppets Christmas Carol? Came in at number 4 for me. 1992. I loved it. I loved it.
Here.
Right? I loved it though. I loved the way they did it.
Yeah.
Everything.
I
1992.
gotta check out that one though.
I was working on a video store. I was playing that thing on the loop. I fell in love with that movie. Muppets Christmas Carol, number 4 for me.
Okay.
Number 3.
Number 3, Home Alone. I cannot believe you don't have this one in your top 5. This movie is hilarious.
Yeah, you're gonna hate
Macaulay Culkin was a kid genius at comedy.
He was.
He was fantastic.
It was a great movie. I'm not saying it wasn't. It just didn't crack my top 5. Because at number 3 for me, Ron.
In the operative word.
Ron, this is where me and you differ. I'm a romantic type of guy. I love that piece.
Romantic. You're gonna have Grinch at number 1. I know that.
So I had a 3 last holiday, 2006. Queen Latifah. She thought she was dying, and LL Cool J, and they went through this whole thing, and she ended up finding out they had made a mistake. No, it did not. Did not. How dare you? How dare you? Queen Latifah. She was great in that movie. What was Gerard Depardieu? Did I say his name right? He was the chef.
Depardieu, yeah.
The famous chef. And
I think it might be Depardieu. Joe. I think it's Joe at the end.
Is it?
Oh. I don't know.
But I love that movie. That was number 3 for me.
Okay.
The Last Holiday. Well, it wasn't even the
See, all these people that have checked in trying to find out our top 5 movies, and they're like, oh my God, your movies suck.
Yeah, okay.
Number 2, another great Christmas movie, Lethal Weapon with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. Ho, ho, ho. Look, it's Christmas. It opens up with Jingle Bell Rock. Mm-hmm. And then the girl taking a tumble off the building, you know. I love that movie. Gary Busey plays a great bad guy.
Did you see that they're actually doing 5 now?
I know. I cannot wait.
Mel Gibson's going to direct it.
Good.
At 2 for me, Ron, a better action movie that it's Christmas movie, Die Hard. Die Hard, 1988, Bruce Willis, still is by far the better of the 2. So I had to make my
shame on you.
Die Hard.
Shame. It should be number 1, Eric.
Nope.
Because Die Hard is the best movie ever released at Christmas time. Ever. No other movie was better.
Ho, ho. Now I have a machine gun.
Ho,
right?
Ho.
Oh, I loved it. But at number 1 for me.
Hans Gruber was fantastic.
Nakatomi Towers. Don't trust me. It's amazing. And
Argyle.
But the only one I went ahead of it, I went National Lampoon's Christmas.
But you don't have the Grinch on there?
Nope.
Wow.
Nope.
So you went Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. I can accept that.
I loved it. Cousin Eddie. I love the cat. Dude, that cat, if that cat had 9 lives, he sure used up all 8 of them. I mean, it was a classic.
It was a great movie.
Yeah, I can't.
Know, we did fun facts on Going On Daily about that. And they had a squirrel that was trained.
Really?
But it died before they filmed that scene.
Come on.
They had to use an untrained squirrel to do that scene.
When it ran through the...
Untrained.
Oh, that was such a good movie.
It was running for its life.
And it's kind of like modern day, if you think about it. Like, you're not getting paid, didn't get the Christmas bonus, right? Like, all this stuff.
Right.
Like, people, I mean, you could relate to that movie for years and years to come.
I definitely could relate to that movie.
That was
My family was just like that family.
Oh, jeez. All right, Ron. Great lists. Again, we got Klaus, which I've heard is very good.
I heard it was good.
Thank you for letting us know how good that is. So I might check that out as well.
Oh, I'm going to.
That and what was the name of the movie there on Netflix?
Carry On.
Carry On. I'm going to check that out as well.
So good.
All right. Ron, let's talk some NBA. Let's talk some NBA. Milwaukee Bucks champions. No. Oh, they've won the cup. They won the NBA Cup, defeating the Oklahoma City Thunder. Can they win the NBA championship next?
No. No, come on. I mean, look, I get it. First of all, when you think about it, Middleton isn't going to stay healthy. I mean, what's it been? 3-4 years since he's been healthy?
Well, he's back now.
Yeah, now.
Oh, Hugo
doesn't mean that he will be.
He just watched it.
Hugo saw it last night.
Yeah, said it's really
That's
good.
when I watched it too.
I'm gonna have to. Maybe you guys cross streams. You might have crossed streams, and you never cross streams. That's Ghostbusters. Can't cross streams, bro.
I don't know how Ghostbusters fits into Christmas, but okay.
It doesn't. He was watching it. You said you watched it last night. Maybe you crossed streams because you were streaming.
Okay. All right. But
I mean, stay with me here, Ron. Come on.
I'm sure he paid for it, though.
I don't want to know. I want to know. Never mind. So listen, getting back to the Bucks, I will say this though, Ron. You're starting to see the Giannis, Dame Lillard thing finally kind of come together. It didn't happen last year, and I think it was just a matter of them really getting to learn each other. Middleton's come back. They're playing really solid defense. Doc has seemed to turn that team around. I would be a little nervous. They're only 3 years from winning the championship. So 2021, the DNA is still there. And Giannis is still considered probably a top 5 player in the league, if not one of the top 3 players.
Absolutely. I'm not saying that they can't. I just don't think they will because they got the cup. And I think the cup is going to be a curse for this league.
Do you not see maybe that they're finally figuring ways to win? That's what this brought them. Because I like this. What's paying for a movie? Another one. Here we go. I will say this. Let me say this, Ron. And I lost my point with you guys going on this tirade about paying for movies. But the Bucks themselves really only have 4 teams they got to worry about: Boston, Cleveland, New York, and Orlando. I think they're better than Orlando. Orlando's a good team. I still think they're better. New York still hasn't figured out what they're doing, and I'm not truly sold on Cleveland, which leaves Boston. They match up well against Boston. If Boston's your biggest competition, that's where I would get nervous.
How do they match up?
There is not a guy that can compete with Giannis. So for them, think about what you're going to do down low.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. I don't think Porzingis is going to be healthy, because you talk about Middleton, Porzingis is in the same boat. And Boston's proven if they don't hit their threes, they can't win. This team can go inside. The Bucks can use Giannis inside.
So you don't think between Brown and White they can't handle Giannis?
No way. I don't think there's a player that can. I really don't. I think when he wants to be dominant, he's the most dominant player in the NBA right now.
Okay.
And he's proven, and again, he's proven it. So to me, listen, we thought the Thunder, this would be a tough matchup. They shut them down. They basically, lowest points they scored all season. They held the Thunder to, I think, 80 points in the cup. Defense wins championships. That's why Boston was so successful, because they played such good defense.
Right. And I think they still have that team that can do it. And, and I'm not even putting Porzingis into the picture, because I know he's not going to be consistent in playing. Now, what I do like are the guys that have been coming off the bench, including your other center, I think he's been playing well. I mean,
Who,
I'm
Cornette?
not saying
Cornette or Horford?
he's
Big Al?
Cornette.
Cornette? Yeah, I'm not saying.
And I like Al Horford covering Giannis because I think he could get under Giannis's skin. Look, Horford's a wily vet, right? He knows how to push buttons out there.
Agreed.
I don't know. I like the Celtics matchup. I do.
I
don't think outside of Giannis, I don't think they match up very well against the Celtics.
That was the point I was going to make. I finally clicked back in. Wow, the brain sometimes, that hamster it's got to keep running. Hamster, keep going. I love the fact of Giannis said after they won it, if their team was going to hang a banner, and I can't use the language he used, but he was basically F no, we are not going to be hanging no banner because this is not the ultimate goal. So they're not even taking this as a serious championship. It was a financial gimme because I think each guy got like $125,000 for the win. But at the end of the day, they just figure this is a good way for them to show, like, hey, we in big moments we can step up and win. That would scare me because Boston, the games they had to win, they didn't to even get to this point. And I know it's the cup and it shouldn't matter. But again, if you're considered the best team and nobody can beat you, and then they lose to Chicago last night, Boston, like, how do you lose to the Bulls? Milwaukee's a better team than Chicago. So any given day, I mean, realistically, that would scare me. And I don't know. Giannis he's one of those players, but we'll see. We will see. So you say no. I'm saying there's a 50-50 shot. This helped them.
Yeah, I think there's too many teams to fly him over. Look, I mean, I think the team is good. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, you still have to get through three teams that I think are viable, and that is New York, Cleveland, and Boston. And I'm not going to – I know they're not playing well, but I'm not going to quite count out Philadelphia at this point. They're hanging around at least close enough to get their players back, right? They're still hanging in there. They're not playing well. They're not in a play-in yet. They're not, viable yet. But I think they're close enough to, when these guys do come back, I think they can make a run, and I think they can get back into the playoffs picture.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
As long as they keep it close.
All right, my friend. Let's talk some Major League Baseball. And
what I wanted to talk about.
The New York Yankees, they have traded for Cody Bellinger. What should be the team's next move? So they make this move. They got Devin Williams, Max Fried. Now they add Cody Bellinger.
I think Fried is the one, right? That's the big one right there. Bellinger, I mean, is he gonna make the lineup better than it was last year? No.
He's not a Juan Soto.
No.
But it gives him again another guy that bats about 290. But it changes now the outfield. So defensively, you move him to center, move Judge back to right field is something they wanted to do. That helped. Better. Now, I would still look at Nolan Arenado. He just nixed the trade to go to Houston, so I don't think he wants to play in Houston. Maybe he wants to play in New York. Maybe he's waiting for that call. And I don't think this is the least of the two, but somebody told me about this, and I'm like, I was very intrigued. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Toronto's gonna move on from him because they can't. They already. I mean, they can't sign anybody. Whatever they're trying to do. This would give him a 300 plus hitter, another guy with a big bat. So you talk to Soto type Judge 1-2 in the lineup there, and defensively he's very good.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. You expecting him to play first base, and what's that going to do? Personally, if I was the Yankees, I would go after Goldschmidt. And I know he's older, but the guy can still rake, and he's a pretty good first baseman. I think that is better than going after Guerrero. I don't think Guerrero is. I don't think he's going to help the team more because I just. He's just not athletic.
I don't think they need athletes. So first base, he can play first. He was a Gold Glove. He won a Gold Glove at first base.
I just see him more of a Cecil Fielder kind of player.
I don't think he's as big.
His time is limited. Like when you looked at his father was lean.
Yeah.
He's not, and I don't think his longevity is going to be much longer.
Okay.
And if I'm the Yankees, I want a guy that's going to be there, that stays healthy for the most part. Goldschmidt can still rake. He's a very good first baseman, and I think that's the guy they should go after instead of making a trade to get somebody.
Okay.
You might be able to get Goldschmidt cheaper.
What about the Red Sox move today? I mean, I know you don't want to discuss that.
Oh yeah.
Let's.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that? Am I ruining your spot towards the end of the show?
Well, yeah.
So we can wait. We can wait.
No.
You want to talk about it? Because
You
I see you're in Boston.
Well,
you're in
Let's
Boston.
talk about it.
You're in Boston. You're at Fenway. I figured,
Yes.
you want to talk about it.
Oh, I definitely do. I was saving it for later, but we might as well talk how they signed this great pitcher, Patrick Sandoval. Top 5 in swing and misses. Just coming off of a UCL, who's not going to be ready until All-Star break?
They said, yeah, at least mid-season.
Why do we continually pick up these players, sign them for hoping they actually crack the lineup? This is Trevor Story all over again.
Bro, they got him for such a steal, $9 million a year.
Yes.
What is Boston do? Dude, listen.
I told you, Eric, this crap team did nothing but blow smoke up of Boston's ass. That's all they did. They weren't really in on anyone, and I don't care what anybody says. They knew somebody was going to outbid them for
Soto.
They just wanted to make it look good. They were in on Max Fried. BS. They were never in on Max Fried. You know what they're going to do? This is what they're going to do. They're going to sign Justin Verlander to a 2-year deal for $22 million a year, and he's not going to play a full season because the guy is almost 42. There's a reason why he's still out there. He's 42.
I just think,
but that's
I don't
who
know.
They're going to sign. They're going to sign him, and he's probably not even going to see the field.
And we talked about this on our special. But again, Boston, again, makes billions of dollars a year. It just blows my mind because you would think that rivalry between New York and Boston, they would really start to try to, bring that back. And they don't.
See how they're signing nobody, right?
Yeah.
They're not signing anybody. They're not going to sign anybody for a big contract. They are going to just hope that all these young players that they have pan out. And some of these signings pan out. Like Aroldis Chapman. So they're going to have the all 37 plus team.
Yeah,
the all injured squad.
It's going to be interesting.
They're going to have future Hall of Famers all over their lineup. But the problem is they're all going to be 40 years old.
I feel for you. I do. This one I feel
what
for
I
you.
want them to do. This is what I want them to do. This is what I want. I would like them to sign Alex Bregman, put him at third, put Devers as DH.
Did Bregman just sign though? I think he just signed.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think he signed, unless it was in the last hour or two.
Yeah, I think he did. But go ahead, keep talking. I'm listening.
And go after Corbin Burns as a pitcher now because there's nobody else.
Never mind. They go Walker, Astros. Christian Walker, 3 years, $60 million. So Bregman might be so Bregman might be on the move.
So he's out.
So
which is
get
surprising
Bregman
because I think they should have re-signed him.
Bregman, and Burns. I don't think, to your point, listen, and this isn't me because I'm a Yankee fan. We're talking sports now. I don't understand how Burns isn't already signed by Boston, because it's the most logical move now at this point. A guy that's pitched in your division.
Remember?
Yeah, it's a guy that pitched in your division. It makes
this is what they did last year. Kept stringing Montgomery along.
And then nobody wants to sign.
Montgomery got tired of waiting, and he said, "You know what? I'm signing somewhere else."
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how you do it. I
don't either.
Which organization's worse right now? New England or the Red Sox? The Patriots or the Red Sox? Because New England does the same thing. If everybody remembers, Gerard Mayo at the beginning of the season, we got money to burn. We got cash to burn. We're going to spend all this money. You re-signed the same players you already had.
Yeah.
That weren't very good before. Like, Boston's doing the same thing. The Red Sox are doing the same exact thing right now. In this
case, I think the Patriots might be worse because they don't have a clue at what they're doing. At least the Red Sox, they know what they're doing. It's just fans don't really like it because they're not going to spend the money. They're going to try to bring everybody up from the minors, and that's the way they're going to try to do it, which I don't have a problem with that, but don't blow smoke up my ass and saying that you're going to go after some big names, and it's not true. They at least tell us. Tell us what you're going to try to do. If you're going to say, we're going to try to bring up these prospects because, we have a good prospect pool right now, and they do. They have a pretty decent prospect pool. But I would like at least one guy. One guy. Give us one guy that you're going to invest properly in. None of this crap pulling the smoke and the wool over our eyes saying, oh, we're going to get Trevor Story in here and you're going to put him at second base and then you'll have the best infield. Don't try to do that when you knew you were going to get rid of Bogarts. Yeah. And that's what they did. They tried to basically pull it over our eyes and it never worked because Trevor Story couldn't stay healthy. And he wasn't really that great anyway.
No, agreed. And again, Colorado, you're always going to get the hits. Hugo did ask about Vrabel for the Patriots. I listen. I'm kind of torn on this thing because I don't like Mayo. I didn't like Mayo hire. I thought you needed a change, and I'm not saying Vrabel's Belichick, but again, it's still in that same mold to me. I want something,
the guy from Detroit.
I want something different. I want something that I haven't seen before. I want a guy that's going to focus on offense first and foremost, because that's where the league's going. Vrabel, very good defensive coach. He didn't have very good offenses in Tennessee.
Now, let me ask you this. If they hire Vrabel, say, Vrabel can bring in some certain offensive coordinator.
Yes, but
would you like that?
Because I don't think Mayo can get McDaniels. I think there's bad blood there from the time they were coaching together. Right. I would do that then. You get Vrabel. Josh McDaniels is probably never getting a job again just because he's been so bad the last 2 times they've even tried.
Yeah.
I bring Vrabel. But who's Josh McDaniel more loyal to? So if Belichick asks him to go to UNC.
Well, that's another thing, but if Vrabel can get him,
I would do that. Then I would be okay with it. Because then you get a coach that knows how to coach. Vrabel knows how to coach. I'm not saying that, and I don't want to take it away. So I
Yeah.
would hire him.
You need somebody that has an offensive mind.
I don't want to.
You need one of the best, right?
Yeah. You want a guy that's proven it in the NFL. Proven it in the NFL.
Now,
not a guy that you go,
what
this
about
kid's
the
got
offensive coordinator for Detroit?
He won't come over. Not for that. I think he would get a head coaching job.
For a head coach.
I like it, but again, to your point, guy that's never done it. Vrabel, we know can coach. We know he can handle it.
So what
Get
if
Josh
he
McDaniel? I'd rather have
comes
Vrabel,
in-
Josh McDaniel.
How about this scenario? He comes in and coaches. He gets Vrabel to do the defensive coordinator, and he gets Josh McDaniels to do the offensive coordinator.
Then I take it all day, every day. Whatever fantasy world you're living in, I want in.
Hey, it could happen.
Is there some occupancies available? Because I need in on that fantasy world. But Hugo, thanks for the question, my friend. All right, Ron, we're going to move on to some split decisions.
Oh, it's time for split decision. Where is Kenny?
He got it. I told you, he's done. He refused to play. He's not coming in, coach. All right, Ron, our split decision segment, basically we ask each other two more likely questions, and we have to make a decision. You are first this week, so your first split decision.
All right, let me see. Which one do I want to go with? Let's do this one, Simi. We were just talking about it. Who is more likely to sign with the Boston Red Sox? I got 5 choices for you.
All right.
I kind of already let it out of the bag what I felt.
All right.
Alex Bregman. Corbin Burns. Max Scherzer. Justin Verlander. Or no one else.
I'm going with no one else. I don't think they're going to make a move. I don't think they want to pay anybody $20, $30 million a year. Because the opportunities have been there. So if you were asking me today, based on what they did today, you're signing a guy with the hopes of mid-season. You're not trying to win. You're not trying to win.
Who's the pitcher that Yankees got besides Fried?
Devin Williams, the closer.
Right. This thing today was countering that move. Yeah. That's what they said.
Okay.
They countered the Yankees move with
a guy
Sandoval.
That's not playing. That makes sense. I like it. All right, Ron.
So wait a minute. But if they got Bellinger, maybe the Red Sox are about to sign Manny Ramirez.
Bring him back. Let me ask you my split decision, my first. Which first-time WNBA nominated player is more likely to be elected into the NBA Hall of Fame this season? So that they've got the nominees, but these two stand out more. So which one is more likely to make the Hall of Fame this year, Ron? Sue Bird or Maya Moore?
Wow.
That's a tough one.
I mean, you got to think they both get in, right?
I would think so, but more likely.
But I'm going to say Sue Bird.
Right? I think so. More accomplished. A little bit more. But they're both.
Yeah, if one of them doesn't get in, it's a travesty.
Right? Both phenomenal players. The fact this class is a great class. It's a really good class this year going. So we'll see. Somebody's going to be left off that should get in. Somebody's going to be left off that should get in.
I think they've both been in our starting 5
a few times. Yeah. Yeah. Really good. But yeah, Sue Bird. I could see that too. I agree with you. But your second split decision, Ron.
All right, let's go to a little NHL, seeing that's probably our next topic.
It is.
Who is more likely to get more in trade value? So who's going to get more for the team that they're leaving?
Okay.
Chris Kreider, who is expected to go, Taylor Hall for the Chicago Blackhawks, who's a restricted free agent at the end of the season, or Patrick Kane from Detroit?
How's Kane playing? Is he even?
I haven't heard his name once
Yeah,
this
that's
year.
what I'm saying. Yeah, so I don't think Kane, because again, he's up there in age.
I'm not sure. I think he's got a no trade clause as well.
Was that one of the movies too? No trade clause? No. I would.
That's good.
That was a good one. I think Kreider, just because he's been on the biggest stage more recently with the Rangers, I could see Kreider get. Although, I mean, we're going to talk about the Rangers in a little bit, but I don't know what they're thinking about doing anyway. So probably draft picks to them, it seems like, is what they really want. They
got a few guys that are free agents at the end of the season, but he's the big guy that they're trying to ship out.
Yeah, so I could see that. I'd say Kreider gets more than any of the other than either of the other two. All right, my second split decision. Good question though. Is Saquon Barkley, Ron, more likely to break the rushing record, miss the rushing record, or tie the rushing record this season? 14 games. He's at 1,688 yards. The record is 2,105, which means he'd have to average 140 yards a game the next 4 games.
I don't think he does it. For the simple reason, I think the chances are he's probably not playing at least that last game.
Yeah, if they've got it clinched, right?
So with 1 game left, I can see them sitting him out, even if the number 1 seed is up for grabs. I think they sit him out for sure. So I don't think he does it.
All right. So more likely to miss the record.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's our split decision, Ron. That was fun. Good ones.
That was
really good ones.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Let's talk some NHL, my friend. And the New York Rangers
can great graphics. Look at this, man. These great graphics for the 3 people. Look at that. Predictions.
Look at that.
I had all kinds of stuff there. All the stuff for.
It's all right, buddy.
Unbelievable.
It's all right. You can yell at Kenny on your Going On Daily show.
Oh, I will.
So Rangers continue to make moves. Do you think they still have more moves in the works, Ron? Is this are they done? We talked. You thinking Kreider?
Oh yeah, I think Kreider is out the door right now. They're not even in a playoff spot, so
right.
They are.
No, 15-15-1. They're 3-7 in the last 10. They're in trouble. They're in a 3-game losing streak. Just traded Capo Caco to the Kraken for Will Borgen and some picks. So looks like Kreider has.
Seattle must be thrilled because that kid's got a lot of talent. I mean, like when you look at it, it's like, did he really get a legitimate chance? Up at the top line or anything? I don't know. I haven't watched all the Rangers games, but if he could play way better, he's only 23 years old.
Yeah, and they said a lot of talk though. I guess there was some issues. He kind of popped off to the media. Might be the reason, but you just traded Jacob Trouba as well. He went to the Ducks, so you start to wonder, is there going to be friction now in this locker room with some of these players?
I think Jonathan Quick could be traded as well,
which is insane because I'm glad you brought him up. Shesterkin, 10-12-1 right now on the season, a 3.04 goals against, a 908 save percentage, the highest paid goalie in the league. Again, not performing like his normal self. So a lot of these guys. Listen, Kreider only has 11 points, Ron. And then I was Zibanejad, minus 17 on the season. These are some of your top guys.
Yeah, it's awful.
It just seems like they're just imploding because this team, if on paper, if you were going to tell us at the beginning of the season, Ron, that this team would not be in the playoff hunt, I'd say you're absolutely crazy. Stop drinking the Bailey's hot cocoa.
Yeah. Yeah. You had, look,
Not that I know anything.
when you look at the two teams, Rangers, Bruins, they are really similar. Really similar. At the beginning of the season, they were really similar. And here we are. There's been two options: either fire the coach or trade players, right? Bruins decided to fire the coach. Rangers decided to trade the players. That has completely backfired because now they're not even anywhere near where they need to be. The Bruins fired the coach. They have played way better, and you can see it going into last night's game. All the games with Joe Sacco leading the way, only 19 minor penalties. That is far below what they were doing before. So the Bruins kind of responded. They're still not perfect yet, but they have responded and they have done much better. Rangers have just fell apart.
Yeah.
They fell apart.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think you're right. Kreider's going. It just makes sense at this point, and kind of just understand. You're probably not making a postseason. I mean, you're already digging yourself a pretty big hole.
Yeah, and in the Eastern Conference is got a lot of good teams.
And then you got the Shesterkin thing. Like again, you're the highest paid goalie, and your numbers are starting to go the other way.
Yeah, and I don't see them catching Pittsburgh, who isn't in the playoff spot either. And then everybody above Pittsburgh, they're good teams. I mean,
who plays for Pittsburgh? What's his name again? Not a top 5 guy. No. You know what? No. I see if we can get you on this one. All right, Ron. That's some good NHL though, man. Great conversation. Rangers in trouble. If you're a Rangers fan,
I'm glad the Bruins didn't decide to trade at that moment because then you don't get what you want for the players when you announce that you're going to make some trades.
Yeah,
and you basically tell everybody who you're trading.
Yeah, no, good call.
Makes no sense.
Call. Absolutely does not, my friend. But this list will make some sense. Let's go to our pick and roll.
Ooh.
It's time for pick and roll.
Our pick and roll segment this week, 1973, 51 years ago. These NBA legends led the association in rebounds per game, and that was Wilt Chamberlain, Nate Thurmond, Dave Cowens, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wes Unseld, and Bob Lanier. We're going to rank them from 6 to 1. All I'm going to say before we even start, no matter how you put these guys in your rank, phenomenal basketball players. Like, obviously, some shine more than others, but these are all very good players.
Yeah.
So, Ron, you are our first this week. Your pick and roll.
All right. Well, number 6, I have Bob Lanier. 20 points per game.
Which is crazy. Think about this. When I was doing my list, I'm going, a guy that averages 20 points a game and 10 rebounds, we're putting at number 6. This is insane. 6. This is an insane list.
An 8-time All-Star
sucks.
Is last on the list.
Sucks. Guy's horrible.
8-time All-Star.
6th. It's insane. This is a great list.
And not to be outdone, although he is outdoing Bob Lanier, is Nate Thurmond.
Right. Insane.
15 points per game, 15 boards per game.
Sucks.
7-time All-Star.
Hey.
5-time All-Defensive Player.
Garbage.
Like, really?
Garbage.
Horrible. It's horrible.
Guy's 5th.
Hall of Fame. These are all Hall of Famers, by the way.
Right. It's insane. This list was great.
Oh, if only we had Robert Williams.
Good old Robert Williams.
Number 4 at the bottom half. The bottom half. Wes Unfeld. 10.8 points per game. 14 boards per game.
Garbage.
Hall of Famer. 5-time All-Star. 1-time All-NBA. 1-time champion. So that's why he's ahead of the other two. 1-time rebound champion. 1-time MVP. He's a former MVP.
Yeah. Yep.
Number 4.
And a finals MVP.
He also Rookie of the Year and also a finals MVP.
Yeah. Number 4.
Number 4.
Wes Unseld.
Now.
This is the meat and potatoes. Let's see, Ron, because so far you're doing all right.
Dave Cowens, number 3. 17.6 points per game, 13.6 boards per game, 3.8 assists. 3.8. Hall of Famer, 8-time All-Star,
yeah.
3-time All-NBA, 2-time champion, 1 MVP, a Rookie of the Year, 3-time All-Defensive, Dave Cowens. Dave Cowens, number 3. Now, here's the one that, is it Wilt? Is it Kareem?
Let's see where you went.
It's really difficult, right? This was a tight race.
This could blow our show up right now because people are going to go absolutely crazy on the internet at number 2, Ron, because I think you're going to have the same guy I had.
So Wilt had 30.1 points. Kareem, 24.6. Wilt, 22.9 boards, which is absolutely insane.
For his career, isn't that nuts?
And Kareem, only 11.2.
Only. Ugh.
Wilt had 4.4 assists. He actually won an assist title.
Yes, he did.
Kareem, 3.6. Not too bad. It looks like Wilt, right? By those numbers?
Yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain, 13-time All-Star. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 19-time All-Star. Wilt, 10-time All-NBA.
10.
Kareem, 15-time All-NBA. That means 15 years. He was the best at his position. 15 years. 15 years.
Man had a career.
Wilt Chamberlain, 2-time NBA champion. Kareem, 6. The guy's got a 6-pack of rings.
Let's go one for the other thumb.
That is incredible, right? But Wilt's not done yet. Wilt, 7-time scoring champion. Kareem, only 2.
Yeah.
Rebound champion. Wilt Chamberlain, 11 times the rebound champion. When you're averaging 22 a game.
I hope so.
22.9, sorry. So it's really 23.
Yeah. Let's not.
Kareem only has 1.
Yeah.
Of course, I said Wilt had an assist title. Kareem does not. Wilt Chamberlain, 4 MVPs. That's pretty damn good.
That is very good.
Pretty good.
But
Kareem has 6.
One for the thumb. One for the thumb there too.
6 MVPs. 6 MVPs. They both won Rookie of the Year. No surprise there. Wilt Chamberlain, 2-time All-Defensive Player, which is fantastic. It's really good to get it twice. But Kareem got it 11 times. So 11 times he was the best defensive player to go along with all those points. Finals MVP, Wilt Chamberlain with 1. Kareem, 2. So with that being said, I ended up going Wilt number 2, Kareem number 1.
Very good, Ron. I love the way you explained it. I mean, as I'm going there, and to your point, I start with Bob Lanier, and I'm going 20-10, number 6. Like, wait a minute. Holy cow. Like, this list was tough.
Bob
To
Lanier
your
would
point,
probably be the best player on almost any
yeah.
team today.
Wilt and Kareem, though, you think about the numbers and the accolades that these two guys had, and it's absolutely astounding to me.
And this is
10
why, Eric,
MVPs between these two guys. 10
like
10
this is
MVPs.
why I'm so fed up with the debate on who the best is, right? Wilt and Kareem belong in this conversation. And there's another center from way back when, that deserves to be in the conversation as well, who had, 11 titles.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, great list. Great athletes.
Bill Russell, in case those that don't know.
Some of the best ever to do it. That was a fun list to do. That really was.
Like, it's incredible when you look at those two guys.
51 years, my
and
friend.
How far ahead they are about these other guys that are not chopped liver.
1973. No, I'm going to age myself. That's the year I was born. These guys. How great was that? That was a great year.
Unfortunately, we never get to the year that I was born.
Yeah, I know, buddy. You're old. All right, my friend. It is. We're winding down the end. We're almost at 2000. Yes, so close. It is we're getting towards the end here. We're going to have some fun now with predictions, my friend. We got 1 week left.
Yeah.
Of the madness.
I'll have to put this up because I need everybody to see it. Eric, I didn't have to give anything away this week because I was the winner for the most.
You were 5-3, 4-4, 4-4. If you are joining us live,
I gained another one, by the way.
Make sure that you actually let us know what games you won. So you go if you're still on. Let us know who you're picking. We'll get you added to the chart.
There's a whole bunch of people watching. Are you kidding? Let's go, people. Get in there. Get in the conversation.
Let's start off with our NBA here, Ron. You got the Milwaukee Bucks at the Cleveland Cavaliers. That game is on tonight.
I'm going to go Cleveland. I'm going to go Cleveland for the simple reason the energy and the excitement for Milwaukee has to be pretty high level. And I think there's going to be some guys that don't rise to that occasion. And with Cleveland being at home, I think Cleveland takes this.
So, very similar reason why I picked Cleveland as well. Because, again, Milwaukee just got off that extra game.
Yep.
They got to travel to Cleveland from Vegas. So I went Cleveland here.
Snow, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I went Cleveland here. Also, Christmas Day. Got the No, I have a machine gun, baby. Woof. And for those that debate that, it was at a Christmas party. The whole thing started at a Christmas party. Anyway,
right.
12-25. So Christmas Day, you got the Denver Nuggets at the Phoenix Suns. I don't know if Phoenix even who's healthy, who's not. I'm going Denver here.
I also went Denver. This isn't going to help, Eric. You keep picking the ones that I'm picking. I'm not going to catch you.
It's all about picking winners, buddy, at this point.
All right. So I'm gonna stick with Denver and go with it.
That's it, buddy. All right. So we got some NHL action, Ron, on the 21st. So tomorrow, the Minnesota Wild at the Winnipeg Jets. What do you have?
I like how both teams are playing, to be honest with you.
This is they're both first, second place.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go Winnipeg at home. Oh, I remember when the Bruins rolled into Winnipeg last time.
Was that the 8? They gave up 8, right?
8-1.
Yeah. No, listen, Winnipeg playing some great hockey. I think they want to keep ahead here in the division. They're going to play really good at home. I went Winnipeg as well. You also have on the 22nd run, the Los Angeles Kings at the Washington Capitals. Capitals, again, playing some really good hockey. Ovechkin due to come back soon as well, and is still playing some good hockey. So that might help them along the way. I went Washington here at home. Very good at home.
Yeah, I did not, Eric. I'm going with the thing that LA is hungry. I think they can go in and surprise Washington. I think LA's got a pretty good squad, and I'm just hoping that LA can rise to the occasion, and Washington could possibly be thinking, "Oh, we're going to get Ovechkin back," and then that could actually hurt them in the long run.
All right. NFL action on the 21st. The Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs. That is tomorrow, Ron. What do you have?
I'm going to go Houston. I'm going to go Houston. I think they're going to go in there, and I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to get after your boy. And
now he's my boy.
I think they're hungry.
All right, good. I'm glad you picked Houston, because you know who I picked? Houston, because I think that pass rush. I highlight him, my friend. You can look. It's Houston. I don't lie.
I changed my mind just now.
So,
I changed my mind several times.
Yeah, see?
I don't know if you're going to be able to see
it. I can't see it. It's going to keep kicking up. I will say this. I love the pass rush of the Texans.
I do too.
To get after him. I think Mahomes is not going to be as mobile, even if he's healthy. I still don't think he's 100%. I'm going Houston here. Another game, though, Ron. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens. What do you have? I'm
going Baltimore on this one. I think this is the one that defense has to show something, and they're going to be they have to do it. They know that, they're going to have to play on the road if they don't get the win. If they can get the win, it's now evened up, and if Pittsburgh wins this game, Baltimore's not going to make it very far.
I went Baltimore as well. And I will tell you why, though. This is what's crazy. Ron, Lamar Jackson's lost 8 of 9 games to the Steelers in his career. So you're like, Eric, why would you even pick? I just feel like they understand the severity of losing this game.
Yeah.
That I think
there's a lot on the line.
A lot of injuries, though, in this game. A lot of injuries. Pickens out for Pittsburgh. A couple of the receivers out for the Ravens. So it's going to be, which team steps up. The running game is going to be key. I like Derrick Henry a little more, right? Yeah, everybody's
I do too.
All right, college playoffs, my friend. This starts tonight, by the way. Indiana at Notre Dame. Indiana at Notre Dame is going to be on tonight.
Now, are they at neutral sites?
No. The first one you get at home. So 12/21 tomorrow. You've got the number 12 Clemson Tigers at number 5 Texas Longhorns.
Yeah, I'm going to go Texas on this. I think Texas is the better team anyway. And being at home, playing in a playoff game, I think I like Texas all the way on this.
Yeah. If Clemson didn't win the ACC, they wouldn't have been in the playoff.
Right.
Texas, very good game against Georgia, lost in overtime to lose the SEC championship. Texas, by far, I think, is a much superior team. I went Texas as well. Also tomorrow, number 9, Tennessee Volunteers at number 8, Ohio State Buckeyes. Ron, there is so much turmoil in Ohio State. In is Day going to get fired as the coach because he lost to Michigan and they don't feel like that team? I think they're hearing all of those whispers and everybody, and they're not going to play as well because they're thinking about other things other than football. I'm going in a surprise here. Number 9, Tennessee Volunteers to win that game. I'm going with Tennessee.
Yeah, Eric, I was thinking of all that stuff, but I think that's why this team is going to play harder. I think a lot of the underclassmen are going to want this win so bad because they want to keep their coach there. And if they lose this game, they know there's going to be big changes in Ohio State. So I think they do rise to the occasion. I think they do beat Tennessee. And I think this might be a thing that could jumpstart this team.
All right.
So I went Ohio State, and just in case you weren't
sure. And I got it, buddy. NCAA playoffs today. Start today. This is
playoffs.
This is the first time ever, so I'm really excited to see how this turns out. Also tomorrow, a big college women's basketball game. Number 7 USC Trojans at number 4 UConn Huskies. Who do you have, Ron?
I'm going UConn. Uh, look, I mean, USC is really good.
They're both extremely good.
Yeah, but I think UConn being at home changes things a little. I mean,
I don't like the West
they got one of
Coast
the
to
best
East
coaches
Coast.
to coach.
Yeah, East Coast, West Coast, West Coast to East Coast. Either way you do it, I always feel like that team traveling sometimes struggles early. That's why I picked the Capitals because again, LA going to Washington. I'm doing the same thing here. UConn, USC going to UConn, and that travel, and it's going to be cold, maybe snow. You know what I mean? It's just not going to feel right for them. UConn Huskies.
They play
both
indoors.
Yeah, but you get that. You know what I mean? You just don't feel right. It doesn't feel right. You come from a 80-degree to a 20-degree weather, and you still got to travel. You got to get off the bus. You got to do all this stuff. Anyway, UConn Huskies. Both of these teams only one loss on the season, so it's been very good. All right, Ron. Before we get into our final thoughts and everything else, did we want to discuss, because I don't have them written down in front of me, again, the Hall of Fame, which hasn't posted on Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page yet?
Well, what I could do
I got it right here, though. Guy Lafleur.
I can put up was supposed to. But go ahead. Yeah, read them off. Go ahead,
I'm going to hack these. Danny Guerre?
All right. Hold
Is
on.
it Guerre?
Let me put this up here. Let me put this up somewhere.
So today, I guarantee you, Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page, so you can cast your votes for your next inductee into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. There's got
this one.
Oh, look how small that looks, though, buddy. I don't know if I like it.
I know.
But NHL.
That's what happens when you get 3 people, right?
Guy Lafleur.
Even though one of them's not here.
Yeah. NHL, we got Guy Lafleur. Is it Danny Gar?
Danny Gare.
Danny Gare, Phil Esposito, Bill Barber, and Reggie Leach. Reggie Leach, those will be your nominees for the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. NHL. And then for the Olympics, Shelley Ann Fraser Price, Ding Ning, Irene Woost, Lindsey Vaughn, and Martha. So those will be your nominees for the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Cast your votes at the Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook. It is free to join, and you get to obviously have your athletes inducted into our Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. So take the opportunity to vote. Cast your votes. That poll will be up tonight, Ron. But with that being said, we also are looking for sponsors for the Sports Unfolded to continue to help us grow. Ron, we'd like to get some businesses right above my head right here and be able to talk about them and people to be able to see it during segments of our show. How can they do so?
Simple, Eric. All they have to do is send an email to ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. We can send you out the media kit, and it'll give you all the information, what the views are, how many people are following, and the whole bit. So very important that you, the fans, follow us on all our social media. So that way these sponsors that are interested could certainly get in touch with us and figure out what they want to do. And it costs less than going to your local coffee shop and getting that peppermint, coffee, maybe with a candy cane in it. Could get it with a candy cane.
It's that time of the year.
And some sort of peppermint frosted donut.
Yeah, listen.
With the frosting, with the candy cane frosting?
Yeah. Not only will it be seen there, but it'll be heard on all our audio platforms. So we are on all the audio platforms. So wherever you get your podcast, they'll be heard there as well.
Absolutely.
Southeast Connecticut. Hey, join in. We're on SEC TV Public Access.
If you the fans want to, you can, if you're on Facebook, you can send in stars. We love stars. That helps support the show.
Yeah.
And also on Twitch, you can support with bits. Throw us 100 bits. It's only $1. Or you can subscribe on Twitch, and that also supports the show.
Yeah, definitely. So we've had some fun tonight. Obviously, Ron, next week, again, if you please tune in, a very, very tough show for us to do every year. This will be our 4th year doing it, our in memoriam, where we're going to give our condolences to all the great athletes who were lost over the past year. And there are some names.
Eric, this list is massive.
Yeah, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. And again, if you have an athlete that maybe you want to remember, join us next week, and you could say something nice on the chat about them or something that it meant to you. But
absolutely,
so many different. Listen, we all mourn in different ways, and some of these athletes really stick with us for our entire lives. Because they meant something to us. So take some time next week. Join us for that. It will be at the end of the show. Listen, we cut no shortcuts. Ron does a phenomenal job. He finds athletes that you may not have even heard of. We recognize all the sports here at Sports Unfolded, especially on that day. So tune in next week for our In the Memoriam show, just to give our final goodbyes for 2024 and all those great athletes that were lost. Ron, it is final thoughts time, and our final thoughts don't necessarily have to be about anything sports related. It could be about anything going on in the world today. You are first this week, my friend. So your final thought.
Yeah, today, for me, it is more of a public service announcement, to be honest with you.
Ooh.
We got Christmas next week. Okay, and New Year's the following week. Now, I know that a lot of people have lost people during the holiday season, and when it comes to the holidays, you don't want your family to grieve over you being lost. So when you're out partying this Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, whatever it may be, whether it's watching basketball games or football or music or whatever it may be, please be responsible. This is not the time you want to have a loss in your family. Be smart. Think about the repercussions of the drinking and driving. There's Uber out there. There's no excuse. If you can afford to go out and drink, you can afford an Uber. So be smart and let your family know to be smart too. If you have family members that may partake in a few drinks, you need to make sure that you're driving them. Take the time, do what's best so we don't have to read off names for you.
Very well said, Ron. Very well said. Be responsible. That's so important. My final thought, I want to actually commend this person, and I never thought I'd get to do this based on some of the things that he's done, and I'm not forgiving what he did in the past, but Michael Vick has been named as the head coach at Norfolk State. And I really think this is a great hire because I think this is an opportunity for him to teach these kids some of the mistakes he made in the past, to say that it was, the dumb decisions that I made and the fact that I thought I was bigger than anything that could ever harm me, that I did these things. He served his time. He's kind of, turned the page and become a better person. And I think this was such a great hire for Norfolk State to at least allow him now, maybe not as a coach, but as a teacher in life. Because that's what some of these athletes and these kids need, because they feel like sometimes they're above everything, and that's what ends up getting them in trouble. So I hope he does well, but I'm really proud the fact that we can hire. If you think about 15, 20 years ago, we would be saying Michael Vick, no way would we ever even see him in football. Now coaching. So, great way to turn your life around, Michael Vick.
Yeah,
And
Eric. And me and Kenny had talked about that on going on daily before, and we say jokes and stuff like that, and but when it really came down to it, you have to be proud of the guy for turning his life around. And you're absolutely right. He could teach these kids life lessons. If there's anything, even if they go
yeah,
over,
yeah,
he's going to teach them life lessons.
yeah. No, so
And
I really
I
like
hope
that.
it goes well for him. I
I
really do.
do as well. Do want to say in finishing off, Merry Christmas to all, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa as well. If you celebrate those, all of our fans out there, we hope you're safe. Ron, you said it perfectly. We hope you're happy. We hope you have fun, and enjoy this time, because it is precious. And I'm already starting to think about next week and getting emotional on all those people that
I know.
you can lose. So let's just all have some fun this week. Enjoy anything that you really like to do, especially hopefully with family and friends, and be safe about it, so that you can watch us next Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Rhode Island Broadcasting and Sports Unfolded. We appreciate all the fans that have joined us live tonight. Hugo, thank you so much. You've been amazing. And Ron, all I ever ask for every single show, and especially going into this season, let's have some peace on earth.
Happy holidays, everybody.